What is up, you guys? Today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin. I really do not like talking about crypto on YouTube, not because I don't want to share my knowledge with you guys on technical analysis, but it's really just because the comments section gets absolutely insane. There are so many scammers, so many people who are just terrible people, and so that's why I try to not talk about it. But a lot of you guys have been asking me because Bitcoin has just been sitting and sitting and sitting at this $20,000 range. So I want to go over the weekly chart. We're going to talk about some bigger time frames here for Bitcoin and some bigger levels that you should probably be aware of. Before we get into it, check out our Discord community. The link is in the description. You guys get access to free courses, free live streams, free seminars, free webinars. We are a community of over 8,700 people, and our plan is to be the fastest growing trading community. It's only been about 1 year, and by the end of this year, I want to get to 10,000 members. So make sure you join and invite anybody that you think would like to get access to this information. So let's get into it, guys. Looking at Bitcoin, really not been performing well over the past year and a half, 2 years. And to be quite honest, that should be as expected. I feel that looking back now, without the rosy red glasses, without all of the insanity that we've had over the past couple of years, that you would look at something like Bitcoin, and even if you fundamentally believe that it will be the future of whatever you believe, you still have to understand that it was up at 1.530% within a year. And at some point, profit taking will happen. At some point, the ground will be pulled out beneath it. And that's why we have seen Bitcoin basically go from $70,000 all the way down 72% to about $19,000. And that doesn't change the fundamentals of what you believe about cryptocurrency or Bitcoin specifically, but what it does mean is that obviously there was huge speculation, a massive bubble, plenty of people were calling it, including myself. And since then we have pulled back to much more realistic levels, just to be quite honest. Now, that major support level that we were watching for a very long time on Bitcoin, even though I only do updates once a month, maybe max, but that big level that we were watching was $30,000. You can see multiple times we have used this support here at $30,000 for Bitcoin before finally we snapped and we took a massive fade. Now, we were talking about this massive fade for a while, not just because we wanted clickbait, but the main reason was because if we snapped this $30,000 level, there was no volume below here. This big chunk of demand was not here before. The reason that it's here now is because we've been holding within this range basically since June of 2022, earlier this year. So at the time we snapped through, we took this major fade, we've been holding, which was an old resistance point here at about $20,000. And since then, we've really been trying to hold on to this level. Now, for those of you who are not used to this technical pattern, it's a very basic pattern, and it is not a good pattern, just to be objective here, right? I have no holdings in Bitcoin at all. I don't care if it goes up or it goes down. This is just me objectively taking a look at the technicals in Bitcoin. So don't kill the messenger, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope Bitcoin recovers very quickly for you guys. But looking at Bitcoin, we have to look at what's in front of us, and I'm not predicting the future as a trader. I'm just using probabilities, and the probabilities is normally that 67% of the time that this pattern shows up, it's bearish. And like I said before, I hope it's not, but we have a good solid support here at about $18,000 to $20,000. The issue is that every single time we try to take a bounce, it is a weaker and weaker bounce. And as we're making these lower highs week after week, month after month, with a solid steady support here, this is what's called a descending triangle or a bearish triangle. And what tends to happen is we have that descending triangle that moves into what's called our apex, or the head of the squeeze. You can see the TTM is starting to fire and we're starting to get a squeeze. Once that occurs, we tend to squeeze, we tend to hold, and then we tend to break down to the next level. And it seems to me that this is kind of lining up with the market overall. I've been saying that the market's looking like we're going to get a short-term recovery and a short-term bounce, followed by probably a continued sell-off. And so you can see here with Bitcoin that it's looking like if we can drop through and give up this level, we will most likely drop back down to $10,000, maybe even $11,000, which could be another 30 to 40% drop on Bitcoin, which is where I would be planning to buy some long-term. If not, we need to push up over 22,000, clear the EMA, hold, confirm this level, and then from there we can move our way back up to $30,000, which I think will be a major resistance. Let me know in the comments, guys. What do you think? If you think I'm wrong, respectfully tell me. I would love to debate it and talk about it. Like I said before, I have no agenda here. I don't really care what happens. I don't trade crypto. I don't really even invest in crypto. I have a small amount of Ethereum. And as far as scammers are considered, I'm never going to DM you or message you about crypto. So if somebody does, they're a liar. Thanks for all the support, guys. See ya.